Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and this is a word of caution regarding watching pick a card love readings. So while there is nothing inherently wrong with wanting to know where you stand with the love interest on your mind, the reason why you're wanting to know where you stand with them matters greatly, as it can greatly impact your mental and emotional well-being. So a very good question to ask yourself when it comes to why you're watching pick a card love readings is, am I simply curious or am I actually clinging? Holding on to hope isn't always a good thing, especially if it's keeping you stuck in limerence or in codependence. The last thing I want to do is to enable limerence and codependence with the content that I create. I want to help you create a life in which you're truly thriving, not keep you stuck in survival mode. And I know how it all works because I've been there. So this is where grace, knowledge, understanding, and compassion come in. It's okay if the only way you're able to self-soothe in this moment is by way of participating in coping mechanisms, distractions, and the like. As long as you're also doing yourself a favor by learning how to heal the wounding that has been fueling any limerence and or codependent patterns that you might have. My promise to you is that as you heal the wounding, your dependency on your SP, which means specific person, aka the person on your mind, or your ex, will begin to dissolve naturally, to the point where you're not even curious about what they're thinking and how they're feeling about you anymore. I know this to be true from personal experience. When you're ready to start healing the wounding, I have some amazing resources to get you going. My personal recommendation is to start with 2 videos, how to stop manifesting separation, and then the other one is called Releasing the Wants. Both videos will be linked in the description box below. My heart is always with you guys, and with that I bid you more happy viewing. Love, Michelle. What's going on, Pile 1? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We are doing another pick a card love reading. We are tapping in and channeling your person, like who are you to them? Where do you stand with them? What do they want from you in the connection, and all those juicy little tidbits of details, okay, you guys? So just keep in mind it's a general. Whatever resonates, take it, run with it. If something isn't resonating, just drop it, leave it behind to whomever it might be resonating for. I do have personal readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into the energy of you and your person's connection. All the booking details are in the description box below. Yeah, I have a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25, so go check them out. Let's see, you guys were drawn to, I think this might be Opal, I'm not sure. The white skull, okay. I'm not sure. I still to this day don't know what that is, material wise, crystal, rock, stone wise. Let's see, we have 1 ring circus in the reverse, and then we have the 9 of swords in the reverse, and I just got that your person doesn't quite know what to make about you in this connection. They don't really quite know what it might be made of, if that makes sense. But I did hear your person say that they don't know what to make of things with you, okay? There might have been a switch up in energies here for who you are to them. Previously, you may have been someone, Pile 1, who may have stepped in or taken over the role of like maybe a caregiver or nurturer. I'm hearing provider. A savior complex is coming through, but it looks like, and this is coming from your person because this is who you are to them, right? How they are clocking things, so they are aware of this. You have since drawn in some boundaries. You've taken control. I just feel like something about the dynamic has flipped, okay? Who you were to this person maybe before is not who you are to them now. There has been some kind of a flip or a switch in the dynamic here. You were somebody who used to carry a lot of the weight and the responsibility of this connection, but since maybe even as of recently, you decided for whatever reason to not do that anymore. You may have recently distanced yourself from this person. This feels like a lot of, what do they call that? I'm hearing like you're at a safe distance. Yeah, you've distanced yourself from this person, more than likely mentally, but of course emotionally can tie into that as well. Okay, let's find out. Pile one's person. Who is pile one to their person? Where does pile one currently stand with their person right now? Girl with the snake. Oh yeah, we have enable and boundaries right there. Let's get a couple more. Pile one. Who is pile one to their person currently? Where does pile one stand with their person? Someone in this connection definitely threw up some boundaries and they were needed. Okay, boundaries definitely were needed in this connection. But I'm hearing pile one, for some of you, those boundaries feel like they could be for you as well. Like, even if you are the one that set boundaries, it's like you set boundaries for yourself. You may have been overextending and overgiving to this person, even to your detriment, and you're having to, it's like those boundaries are not just for your person, they're also for you. Like, you're having to put some boundaries in for yourself in terms of like not overgiving to this person, even though you might really want to, right? So yeah, a lot of these boundaries are for yourself as well. Oh, addiction. Okay. There's an abundance too. There may have been some very deep patterns of codependency in this connection. Now, addiction can be literal, okay? But people can also just be addicted to toxicity and toxic relationship dynamics, right? And that could definitely be what's going on here. But I feel like someone put a stop, or is in the why are my words leaving my brain all of a sudden? You're in the process of drawing boundaries and lines in the sand. Something about presence. What's going on with presence? Okay, let me see. All right, so we got girl with a snake for where you stand with your person. We have addiction and abundance. So we have empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used. Enable, we have boundaries, and then it says codependent, obsession, and this is under addiction. Possession, controlling, has a block or a restraint. And then we have abundance, keep a positive mindset, manifest exactly what you want, gratitude and bliss. I feel like this is what you're focusing on, or abundance here is what's being focused on. Soulmates at the bottom of the deck says soul connection, partnership agreement, soul contract. So this feels like you guys are still somewhat connected to your person, even if you are, like, I'm hearing temporarily. You guys might be temporarily separated or on some kind of a break or something. Feels largely initiated by you, pile one, but again, it's a general reading, so just put the information how it fits and flows for your specific situation. Let's find out their energy towards you, pile one. Pile one's person's energy towards pile one. They're definitely feeling the restricted access to you. There's something going on with their energy, pile one, like they can't hold a thought in their head for longer than a few minutes. I don't know if maybe this person is constantly under the influence or not, okay, with some kind of a substance. But it's very difficult for me to hold a thought in my head for too long. And I have a feeling it's got something to do with this addiction, you know, feeling distracted or just, it's weird. It's so weird. Give me 3 cards, please. Pile 1's person's overall mood and energy towards pile 1. I will say with abundance here, your person is holding out hope, right? I'm hearing all hope isn't lost as far as your person's concerned, because this is where you stand with them, right? And so your person could right now just be focusing on themselves. They might be numbing out by way of some kind of an addiction. If it's not an outright addiction, it could be like video games, right? Anything that they're using to cope or distract themselves. I will say what they're not doing is they're not allowing themselves to actually feel whatever pain might be there, or deal with, you know, whatever feelings might be coming up as a result of you having grown up. So I'm hearing some pretty harsh boundaries. That's how they feel to your person anyway, pile 1. Give me 3 cards from this deck, please. Ooh, your person is stubborn. Then we got you're my soulmate and roommates. Okay, so you guys, yeah, there's definitely a lot of triggering going on in this connection. I want to note here that we have soulmates out here twice. Let's see, let's get one more. There is certainly a deep connection here, okay? Yeah, and then this one says, I like you, but I love me more. Your person is all about themselves right now, pile 1. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have, I'm stalling to avoid taking action. Your person's out for themselves right now. And that might be like their overall just energy period, right? For those of you where you know your person has like an actual addiction, it's like that addiction is taking front and center stage in your person's life, okay, above and beyond you in this connection. We have I like things right where they're at. So I mean, that's your person, not, again, it's them. I'm picking up on a comfort zone. Something about your person's ego is very fragile right now. There's almost a sense here like your person isn't quite understanding or getting how serious this is, especially if you put up like an ultimatum to them. I'll be honest though, pile 1, for many of you, it's because your person might be spending so much time like partying or getting high or, you know, drunk or tipsy or whatever. It's like whatever function in the brain that is able to look at a situation and see and assess the seriousness of it, it's like that's switched off. Your person could be blacking out. They could be losing time. I mean, not every single one of you, of course, isn't going to be, you know, dealing with an actual addiction to some kind of a substance, but, you know, trauma can have the same effect on the brain as well, especially if, you know, your person may have lost somebody, you know, in their life that they may have been super codependent on. There's just a lot of reasons why something about, like I said earlier, thoughts not being able to really land. Your person is like zoned out, or their nerves are fried, or something's going on. And so right now it does feel like they're in survival mode, but it's like I'm picking up like it's acute, right? Especially with I like things right where they're at. That's a comfort zone. And then we have I like you, but I love me more. That is survivor, right? They're in survival mode right now. Pure survival, all like animal instincts. I'm not sure what happened. Something may have recently happened with your person. They're still trying to keep their head above water with abundance here. There is action that your person knows that they're supposed to be taking towards you in this connection, but again, it says here they're stalling to avoid taking action. Now, that is at the bottom of the deck. So, like I said, a lot of this, some of this, yes, you know, they are kind of clocking it, but I'm just kind of getting this sense that your person, something's overriding their system, so they can't quite see how serious this is. That's what I just keep hearing. They can't quite clock it. There's something going on. It's either, you know, some kind of an addiction and or acute trauma, grief, loss, something like that. Okay. Let me find out what's going on with this. Let's see, you're my soulmate, wound mates card here. What's going on with this card here in the middle? Okay. All right. Well, what's going on with roommates then? All right. So that's being clarified by the, sorry. That's the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. For a minute there, I thought it was in the upright. Something in your person's foundation, possibly even their family life, may be happening or happened recently that really, yeah, let me find out what's going on with this 10 of Pentacles in reverse. You're definitely somebody that they have, oh wow, okay. Oh, okay. Listen, it's not that your person doesn't take you seriously, they do. Your person is just dealing with so much, it feels like, that it's almost like, yeah, they're taking the path of least resistance, but they're trying to like not piss you off, okay? Your person may not be the best person to be around at this point in time, and so, you know, if you're the one that has initiated some kind of distance between you and your person, they are honoring that because they are going through something right now, and it feels like it's messy, okay? Like so messy that your person can't even think straight. And for a lot of you, it doesn't really feel like whatever it is they're dealing with in life is directly tied to you. Now, it could be for some of you. Again, it's a general reading, but for many of you, the impression that I'm getting is they're dealing with something in their life that seems to be outside of you in this connection. It could be an addiction again, okay? It could be that and other things as well. They could be dealing with something that maybe triggered an addiction, okay? And your person is keeping their distance because they are feeling wounded by something. And it may be a wound that's been triggered that they may not have the tools to handle in a healthy, supportive, constructive way. So they are keeping their distance, or they are maintaining no contact with you, but the way they're seeing it is they're doing it as a way to actually preserve your guys' connection, okay? You may be seeing it in a whole other way or a whole other light pile one, but this is just your person coming through talking about what's going on in their life and how they're viewing things, okay? Let's find out what action your person says they're avoiding. What action are you stalling to avoid taking? No. This feels like it's in general. But the Four of Wands in the reverse, though, for some of you, they're avoiding, like, inviting you over to their home. For some of you, I'm seeing, like, your person's life is in disarray, okay? Especially mentally. There's something going on with your person where mentally, something happened, you guys, mentally and emotionally, and that's leaking over into their physical life. I'm seeing somebody who, yeah, I'm hearing life is a mess. Life is an absolute mess. And so the Four of Wands in this context could talk about possibly reunion, getting back together. inviting you back to their house. That can also talk about celebration. Let's find out. Four of Wands in the reverse. Tell me more about that energy. They're healing. Okay. Yeah. Three of Swords in the reverse, clarifying that. Your person right now, it very much feels like hermit energy. But it's not the kind of energy. Like hermit energy would actually be your person really going within, you know, to like self-reflect and do some, your person's numbing out right now. Okay. I don't feel really like they're dealing with anything in their right way. But like where you stand with your person, no matter what's going on between the two of you, there's this energy here of your person feels like you, the two of you are soulmates, right? They feel there's a soul connection, there's a soul bond that you guys have. Let's clarify soulmates at the bottom of the deck there, and then we'll move on. Yeah, they're not. Why is Four of Swords in the reverse? This almost feels like your person going back on something. Okay, yeah. Your person is just pile one right now. Yes, okay. The way they think and how they feel about your guys' connection isn't lining up with the things that they're actually doing, okay? Right now, your person is all over the place. They could be handling things very recklessly. With this energy here, clarifying soulmates, they definitely handled this connection with you recklessly. But they are saying they do take the connection that they have with you seriously. And they're dealing with something right now that they don't have the tools to actually deal with. And it is kicking up a lot. I'm hearing two things: drama and or trauma. Okay, drama with a D, and then like trauma with a T, TR, trauma. Yeah, they have clocked that this connection with you is very special. There's something about it, you know, that your person has or is acknowledging, and they also are acknowledging that they're not giving the connection the treatment and the recognition that it deserves. But because they are living primarily out of survival mode right now, it's like they don't, it's one of those things where drowning people, you know, it's just that survival instinct takes over. You know, they kick in and whatever. You hear about that. See, I can't even hold it. I can't hold it in my brain. Okay, let me try and ground myself. I need to, oh my gosh, your poor person. So here's what I'm picking up on. Your person, you know, they feel like they're drowning. Drowning in grief, drowning in disappointment. Just mainly it feels like grief, okay? And they don't know, they don't have the tools to like deal with it constructively. And I'm being shown how, you know, people who are drowning, you know, flailing in the water, you know, that's why they tell people don't go and try to personally save a drowning victim. You want to send them like, you know, a life raft or a flotation device or something, because, you know, they're completely in survival mode, and they'll basically try to treat you like a, you guys know what I'm saying? I'm having a hard time putting this into words, and I think that's where your person's coming from. They're having a hard time with whatever it is that they're going through. It's that fight or flight or freeze thing. It feels more like fight, right? Fight or flight. And so they are keeping their distance because they basically don't want to drag you under with them. Okay, they do have enough wits about them to know that they're going off the deep end right now. All right, so let's find out, what do they want from you? Although I will say, let me tap into their higher self right now. pile one's person's higher self? What does pile one's person want with pile one? We got extravagant gestures. Let's get one more. Okay. Let's see. So we got extravagant gestures. This is gestures from the heart, walking the talk, making it up to you. We have finality. It says permanent ending, no more chances, goodbye to the old. We have main lady showing up, but it's in the reverse, okay? So, yeah, this is tying back to your person still kind of being in that sense of like they just like things where they're at. Your person's going to have a very difficult time committing to much of anything right now, simply because of what they're dealing with. But you know what they're wanting, what they are saying, at least right now, the energy they're in, pile one, they're saying they're not wanting to focus all of their time and their attention on one romantic interest. Okay. Now, that could just be specifically talking about at this time. Let me see. Are they dating? Are they wanting to date other people? With this main lady in the reverse, what is this energy here for pile one, please? Okay, that's okay. You know what? I might have to edit that out because I'm going to have to go back on what I just said. And I was just picking that up when I was doing this too. And then the Queen of Pentacles popped out because what this is saying, we have finality here with the permanent ending, goodbye to the old, no more chances, right next to main lady in the reverse. And then we got extravagant gestures here. Your person's wanting to put an end to not choosing you in this connection, especially with the fact that we have you're my soulmate and soulmate showing up twice. It's not, they're just in this energy right now because, well, okay, there's a couple, hold on, you guys. Something about wanting you to trust them or wanting you to trust them again. Okay, yeah, this is you. All right, I just wanted to double check that this isn't like a third party reading. Yeah, they're wanting to put an end to maybe not taking this connection seriously, but in a 3D way, like in an actual, because like the Queen of Pentacles, that's someone that you do commit to, right? That's somebody that you have long-term vision with. The fact that we have that coupled with extravagant gestures, your person might want to come in to reestablish contact or something. Let's find out. With some kind of an extravagant gesture. Now, I want to reiterate here, you guys, just because this is something that your person wants, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what's that is what they're going to end up following through with. Okay, people want things all day long, and that doesn't mean that they actually, you know, are either able to provide those things or, you know, they do, right? Like for instance, your person could want, you know, to own a Lamborghini, but unless you have the resources to own one, you know, you see what I'm saying? So, you know, your person wants, like what they're wanting is they want to choose you in the connection. They want to make you in the connection a priority. They want to be somebody that you can rely on and somebody that you can trust, and they want to show up with extravagant gestures, right? But in the energy that they're in, it doesn't really, what they want and what they're capable of producing aren't aligning right now. Okay. You know, there's definitely softness here. For many of you, there's love. Okay. But again, your person is in this energy of just being out for number one right now, which is themselves. Okay. Because they are, right now, they're completely like their sense of survival has completely kicked on. And, you know, that's why they are, you know, maintaining their distance. For some of you, there is, you know, and there's a split with your person's energies. For some of them, they may want to make you a permanent part of your life, but they also see where maybe they just don't have the ability to provide that for you. And so some of you, your person, you know, although they want to be that person for you in your life, they're being somewhat realistic and realizing that they, you know, there might be someone better for you out there than them. All right. It's not the strongest of energies coming through, but for a lot of you, your person is looking at things very realistically and saying, yeah, you know, I would love to have to walk the talk, right? Your person may have said some really nice things to you, may have even made some promises to you, may have built, you know, up your hopes and stuff. And it's not that they didn't mean those things, but they may have been speaking prematurely as to what they were actually capable of giving. Okay. It doesn't mean that they don't want to give those things to you, but they just realize like they're not really able to walk the walk at this, you know, to walk. This is walking the talk, right? They're not able to make it up to you or walk the walk. More about finality. Yeah, see, with your person is really struggling, and this connection has very much been struggling with the Nine of Wands. Your person is wanting to give up the struggle. Put a permanent ending to the struggle. They don't want things to be so hard on you guys and on this connection, but your person is just really looking at things from a very, I mean, it kind of is a hermit energy, you know, kind of, but without like the self-reflection and the like the healing that's going on. I'm just picking up an energy pile one where your person, like they're saying, yeah, the love's there, the feelings are there, even the desire for a future is there, but just coming from a place of logistics, they're like, they don't see that it's going to happen. And so for some of them, it's like, you know, they could be reluctantly letting you go or letting go of this connection. I'm hearing sacrifice. They could be reluctantly sacrificing this connection because they don't see how they could have a part of giving you and them a better life. They're struggling giving themselves a better life, so they don't see how they would even begin to try to give you a better life, right? All right, pile one. Whew, that was your reading. Man, if it resonated, do me a favor. This was a heavy one. It was, yeah, it was definitely one of the heavier readings. If it resonated, though, do me a favor. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Be sure that you're smashing the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Oh, I already told you that. See, I'm telling you, your person's energy is so scattered. Yeah, hit that subscribe button to become part of the family if you want to. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And I will see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading by pile one. Hi Pile 2, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. We're doing another pick a card love reading. We're tapping in and channeling who you are to your person. Where do you stand with them and what do they want with you and the connection, okay? So just keep in mind, you guys, it's a general reading. Anything that resonates, take it, claim with it, run with it, do whatever you want to with it. If something isn't resonating, just drop it and leave it behind for whomever it might be resonating for. I do have personal readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into the energy of you and your person's connection. All the booking details are in the description box below. Many of the readings that I have in the specific person category are just $25, so go check them out, see which one fits your needs. Okay, let's see. So already picking up on some messages, something about a storm, weathering the storm. The two of you, you and your person, may have been through a lot together. Now, I'm not sure if there's something about a storm passing, if it's coming, what the deal is. We'll see. You guys were drawn to the rough black obsidian. Let's see. Overall energies, we've got the 9 of Wands in the reverse. Okay, and then we got deep freeze also in the reverse. There's definitely some energies here about surrender. Tell me more about these storms. Are they coming or going? I feel like the connection itself feels like it could be in better, I was going to say good health, but better health wanted to come out. We got the Queen of Wands, beautiful energy. Oh, the storms are passing. Okay. Okay. But man, there seems to have been a lot. Yeah, with the 5 of Swords in the reverse, it's like the worst is over. The storm has passed, but what's going on with the 9 of Wands in the reverse? Let me just get your person's energy out real quick. Actually, let's find out where you stand with them. Where does pile 2's person currently stand with their person? Whoa, heartbroken, palm tree. Okay. You guys may have gone through a really rough patch recently, you and your person. But as far as your person's concerned, pile 2, it's like y'all ain't going nowhere. Oh, and then with palm tree and ascending, it's like y'all are where you stand with your person, they're feeling like you guys are going to get past this. And we got lightning there. Yeah, because the storm has already passed. Like the worst of it is over, okay? Where your person's concerned anyway. Pile 2's person, your overall mood and energy towards pile 2. With that 9 of Wands in the reverse, though, I feel like somebody here may have given up. That could be, yeah, that could be you. You may have walked away, given up. Now, this did come out in a way that lets me know that, and that might be why. Your person may have had, up until this point, a wandering eye and have been acting like an attention whore. For some of you, I'm specifically picking up on images and impressions of somebody like, you know, surfing, ooh, I was not going to say that, but that's what came out. Surfing adult sites, like hookup sites. That might be why the two of you are on the outs right now. Well, why you may have walked away or given up on this connection. Your person is now singing a different tune. All right. Let's see. Ah, there we go. I like you, but I love me more. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so who you are to your person right now is someone that has given up on them in the connection, somebody that may have walked away. There is a sense of maybe your person felt pressured into maybe giving you something they weren't ready to give you, whether that's a commitment. They felt pressured by you in some way, shape, or form. Now that pressure might be indirect, right? It doesn't necessarily mean like you were giving them ultimatums and boundaries and stuff, but this is your person feeling pressured for some reason, whether it's directly or indirectly. Some people, you know, just because of the energy that you embody, you don't have to speak a word. Your energy just speaks for you, right? Your person, and this could be for those of you where your person feels, you know, maybe they see you as that Queen of Wands energy, somebody that deserves the best, and they couldn't, you know, they felt under pressure to give you the best, and they just maybe felt like they weren't, for whatever reason, up to the task. But your person, you know, where they're at with things right now is they're not over you. They're not over this connection. They're not even wanting to contemplate that things are over for good between the two of you. That whatever it is that you guys are going through, that it's, you know, like you guys will get over it. Especially with palm tree and ascending here. All right, so where you stand with your person, they're hurt, pile 2. They're brokenhearted. They're feeling the loss of this connection with you. They're grieving the loss of this connection. They're currently mourning it, but they're standing strong in a stance of, you know, pile 2 and I will get over this. We always get over this. We'll get over this, right? I just want to say be careful though, because the energy here in the middle where it says I only have eyes for you, and the other side of that says they're an attention whore and they seek out their, you know, validation from attention and validation from third parties. This doesn't feel like it's anchored yet, okay? And people that crave attention and validation from external sources, whether it's romantic third parties or, you know, friend groups or social media, whatever the case may be, that's coming from a, you know, a very deep seated, you know, soul level wounding. And until that wounding is healed, they're going to eventually fall back into those patterns again. Because it does say here, I like you, but I love me more. So your person is still in that energy of looking out for number one, looking out for themselves. Right now, because they are feeling heartbroken, that's more of a pain right now. And so like they're gonna, and they may even genuinely feel like that, right? I only have eyes for you. They might genuinely be in that energy, but then, you know, say if you were to go back and relent and, you know, give them another chance, and, you know, after a while things start to settle down, and then all of a sudden it's like the deeper soul level wounding starts to, because they got you, right? If you give them another chance, you know, then they're no longer dealing with the loss of, or the pain that's coming from the loss of your guys' connection. Then it goes back to whatever that original wounding was, or, you know. And so there's something going on with your person where they do crave validation and attention from third parties, but I'm not picking up where there's some actual healing that's been done. So this is carrying a warning, pile 2, okay? Your person may very well promise you the world and actually mean it when they're promising it to you, but that's because they're not tapping into the actual void that has been causing them to have a wandering eye, you know, and seek validation and attention from third parties. Right now, the only attention and validation they care about is getting it from you, because they've lost it from you, right? As soon as they start getting that attention and validation from you again, and it feels like, okay, they're comfortable in that space with you again, that's when that original wounding kicks up, and all of a sudden they have that drive to go seek, you know, attention and whatever else from third parties again. So please keep that in mind, you guys, okay? Let's see what they want to give you guys. Pile 2's person, what do you want with pile 2? I just heard them say they want to cut through the bullshit. Let's find out. For some of you, if you have your person blocked, they want to cut through that block. They want to be unblocked, okay, from communication. An overall general sense would just be that your person, you know, doesn't want to feel restricted from you anymore. Your person may feel like they don't have the same kind of access to you that they did have before, whether, you know, you blocked them or not. They do want that access, or at least they want to feel like they can access you in the same way that they did before. What do you want? That's funny that not budging came out right under. Yeah, they don't want this connection. They don't want to lose this connection. Okay, they want, what they want from you and from this connection, pile 2, is they want it to be able to stand the test of time and storms. Okay, they could be, there's third party at the bottom of the deck. Shit. Okay, this is a lingering threat. Okay, this could be one specific third party, and the fact that it's showing up at the bottom of the deck, pile 2, is letting you know that threat is still there. It may not be that strong, but it is still there. It's in the background, and like I said, that's because your person hasn't dealt with their root issue. Okay, right now, again, their top priority, the reason why they only have eyes for you right now, is because you have in some way, shape, or form withdrawn their access to you. That's how they see it anyway. And so that's what they're fixating on, is getting you back, right? And yes, right now they only have eyes for you because that's what they're feeling the pain and the loss of. But the moment that they get comfortable in that space with you again, that old patterning, that old wounding is going to start acting up. Okay, third parties, you guys, all over the place. Love triangle, something or someone is interfering, competition, and enemy. We do have twin flames here, though. All right. Yeah, your person is recognizing the two of you have the kind of soul connection and soul bond unlike any other. Okay, they are recognizing that. It also says polar opposites, yin yang, intense soul connection. They don't want this connection with you. They don't want to lose it. They don't want it to go anywhere. They want it to be there for them. It's like, you know, what am I missing? Hold on. Let me sit with this for a minute, you guys. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, okay. Your person, if you're not talking, it's not because they don't want to talk to you. It's like you may have enacted some kind of a boundary or something, and they're saying like the only reason why they're not chasing you or contacting you is because you told them not to. And they're saying, you know, I'm not contacting you because you told me not to. Right? Relenting because you keep pressuring me, not because that's what I want. This is your person saying the only reason why I'm giving you space and distance, pile 2, is because you told me that's what you want, or they're picking up on that from you. Okay, I am gonna double check that though. I'm hearing someone say you need to figure your shit out. Yeah, there you go. Defenses. Seven of Wands here. They don't want to be alone. They don't want to be separated from you. They're leaving you alone because of that they believe that's what you want. And for some of you, especially if you have cut communication or contact with this person, yeah, with death in the reverse, you know, you told them it was over, and you know, they're respecting that, but they don't want it. So it's like, yeah, I'm leaving you alone. Yeah, I'm not calling you. Yeah, I'm trying to move on, but it's not what I want. Your person is telling you they don't want things to be over between you. I mean, it says right here, I'm not over you. But beyond that, they don't want it to be over. So they're not over you, pile 2, but they also don't want the connection itself to be over. Let me find out what they got. Let me see. What's going on with not budging? Tell me more with not budging. Actually, let's go to cut through. Tell me more about cut through, and then we'll go to not budging. Tell me more about cut through for what you want with pile 2. There seems to be some kind of emotional ambiguity here. And even saying that seems very confusing. Tell me more about the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Okay, yeah, your person may be quite, you know, resistant when it comes to expressing themselves emotionally. They're wanting to get very clear with you about something, though, pile 2, when it comes to your guys' connection. For some of you, that's talking about you having restricted their access to be able to, like, you know, pillow talk to you, you know, text you sweet things, stuff like that. We got the Lovers here too. I can't show it because it's got some nudity on it. I don't want to get flagged. This feels like clear communication, though. They're wanting to cut through the bullshit, especially with the tower being right there. With the Knight of Cups being in the reverse, though, this is them saying, like, what it is they're wanting to talk to you about is not coming from a space of, like, and they mean it, they're meaning it in a good way, because now I'm picking up where you might, you know, you might take it the wrong way. They're wanting you to know, though, like, it's not coming from a place that, you know, oh, they're just in their feelings right now, you know, when they get what they want, they're not going to want it anymore. They're like, no, you know, this is how they feel. Yes, it is coming from a place of what they're feeling, but it's not, God, how are they wanting to put it? It's just not coming, it's not coming from a space of them. I'm having a hard time putting this into words. Help me out here. What they have to tell you is coming from a genuine space, okay? You might think that it's coming from a space of them just like, oh, you know, some kind of instability, like they feel this way one way, and then the next they don't, right? Like they flip-flop back and forth. Something about emotional highs and lows, and when they're feeling high, you know, they'll promise you the world, and, you know, then the next minute they won't. But it's almost like they want to have that kind of conversation that cuts through all of that, and they just want to tell you exactly what it is they think and how they feel about you and about the connection itself. But they are wanting to have a very clear conversation with you about something, and it may have to do, because the Lovers can talk about, I'm going to put it off camera, a decision that needs to be made. What's the decision with the Lovers? They may want to talk to you about a love offer that was taken off of the table between the two of you. They especially, oh, there we go. Yeah, this has to do with you. Something about a love offer that was taken off or removed from the table, maybe after you guys had, you know, this tower moment between the two of you. That feels like it had to do with a third party or several third parties. They're wanting to talk to you about what happened, basically. They want to talk to you about what it is, you know, what they want moving forward, if you guys can even move forward. They want to move forward with you because they're not over you. Basically, everything that we're talking about here, they actually want to have a conversation and reveal these things to you. Okay. Now, again, this is what they want. Okay. Just because somebody wants something doesn't mean that that's what they're gonna follow through with. All right. But just to let you know, so you see what this looks like, we have the Lovers here, and lovers can talk about making a choice, and your person is wanting you to know, pile 2, that they want to choose you. They want to choose this connection. But it appears here in the energy that you have since walked away. You know, whatever cup of love was on the table between the two of you, it's like you've removed that. Tell me about not budging. That's way too many. What's that down there? Tell me about not budging. Okay. Back of the deck is the King of Wands in the reverse. They're not going anywhere. This is kind of like them telling you, okay, fine, pile 2, do what you got to do. You know, if you need to take this time away from me and from the connection to go on your healing journey and to do, they're saying, okay. And they also realize, too, with the King of Wands in the reverse, they're not quite in a space right now for whatever reason to match your energy, especially if they're seeing you as the Queen of Wands in the upright position. But they're not going anywhere. They're like, you know, your person, what they're saying is they are reserving, because I am picking up where they still have issues, especially with the King of Wands in the reverse. They still have issues not seeking out attention and validation from multiple third parties. Okay, I don't know if it was it this pile? I'm seeing somebody, yeah, I think it is, seeing somebody's person just kind of like, you know, on adult sites, hookup sites, dating apps and stuff like that. It's an issue your person has, okay? What they're saying is that, yeah, they might engage in all of that because of a deeper underlying wound, but there's a portion of their heart that you and only you have, and that's not going anywhere. And if your person, you know, and this is me talking, pile 2, if your person were to go through the healing process of, you know, filling in that void, then they could, you know, this King of Wands energy could flip into the upright position and they can match your energy. But until they do that healing process, that's not going to happen. Again, I just want to reiterate, because I know sometimes we can, you know, this is also your person wishing that they could heal whatever, because we have the 9 of Cups in the reverse at the back of the deck, and that, you know, the 9 of Cups in the reverse can talk about feeling like something is missing. It can point to that internal void, right? That black hole, and wanting to heal that, right? But they are realizing they're just a King of Wands in the reverse at this point in time. I just don't feel like where they're doing any healing. Is this energy pile 1, pile 2, or pile 2's person? It's whoever isn't feeling stuck, okay? Could be both of you. If you're not feeling stuck and you're moving forward, pile 2, then this is your person. Your person they're feeling stuck because it almost feels like they don't know what to do or how to like heal or what to, it's like they know what you're wanting. They even see why you want it that way, but they're feeling stuck about, in terms of like, how do I do that? How do I process that? How do I start to heal whatever is driving me to behave that way. Because they are seeing, and so what this is letting me know with not budging, this feels like your person doesn't want you to go anywhere, pile 2, while they try to figure this out. Okay, because this is what they're wanting, right? And so they don't want you to go. They want you to stand your ground when it comes to this connection. Which, you know, when it comes out of my mouth seems a little bit ridiculous, but basically it's like stand by your man, stand by your woman no matter what. That's what they want. Okay. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but you know, it's not for me to judge. But I don't think you're doing that, pile 2. Again, this is just what they want. It doesn't mean like that anything has to do with follow through. It doesn't even, you know, people's wants often, not often, sometimes what people want don't make sense, right? But, you know, yeah, they are wanting you to kind of stick by their side while they try to figure this out, you know. Anything to add for twin flame, and then we will close out your reading. They just don't want it to be so hard between the two of you. See, there is something about your guys' connection, because it is so intense, it can cause quite a bit of flare-ups between the two of you, because that's kind of the nature of passion. Passion is really intense emotion, right? And yes, you know, the two of you can light each other's fire unlike any other, but it can go both ways, right? It's like your person is recognizing like nobody fuels them quite like you do, but it goes in both directions. You get them very excited, right? Excited in multiple different ways, if you know, catch my drift. But then you can also just piss them off. And there's something about this energy here where they're trying to figure out, like, yes, they love the good stuff, but they're trying to figure out like, how can we control it? Because there's a sense here that, you know, this intense soul connection, the intensity of it, when it's unbridled, can do a lot of damage. And it may, you know what, and it very well could have been, you could have been, the intensity of this connection could have at some way, in some way, shape, or form, triggered your person's, you know, deeper soul level wounding that, you know, made them maybe feel like they needed to create some distance between the two of you. So, you know, that could be another reason why they went and sought out, you know, attention and validation from third parties. Because, you know, as much as in theory, intense soul connections and soul bonds, in theory, are very intense and exciting. But in reality, if you don't know how to handle that kind of chemistry, in the wrong hands can do a lot of damage. And so, I mean, what your person, yes, they want the intense soul connection, but they're trying to figure out a way to temper it, to control it, so that it doesn't get, you know, it feels like it's a lot for your person to handle. They might only be able to take your guys' connection in small doses because it is so intense. And your person, because they might be dealing with, you know, some soul level wounding, they don't have the internal capacity in the space to deal with all of that at once. They need to go in there and clear some stuff out, because they're not equipped right now to handle a connection of this kind. And you probably already know that, pile 2. That may be why you decided to take, you know, a break or a respite from this connection with your person. All right, you guys, we're going to end your reading there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If it resonated, do me a favor, take a moment, if you would, comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Smash the like button. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know. Oh, we already talked about that. Things are out of order. Man. Yeah, hit the subscribe button to become part of the family. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And I will see you guys at your next pick a card love reading. All right, pile 2. See you later. What is going on, pile 3. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Michelle. Welcome, welcome. We are doing another pick a card love reading, tapping in and channeling your person. Who are you to them? Where do you stand with them right now? What do they want from you in the connection? All that juicy tea. All right, so just keep in mind it's general. Whatever resonates, take it, run with it. If something isn't resonating, drop it, leave it behind. For whomever it might be resonating for, I do have personal readings available. If you would like me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection, all the booking details are in the description box below. I have a lot of readings available in the specific person category. Many of them are just $25, so go check them out. All right, let's see. Pile 3, you guys were drawn to the Labradorite kitty. All right, we got the Wizard of Awareness showing up in the reverse. We have the Hierophant showing up in the upright position. We got the number 3, even though it is reversed, and then we have the number 5. We also have Taurus energy coming through. Who you are to your person currently, pile 3, they are definitely seeing you as, they have a very deep connection, and I'm hearing a very deep respect for you and a respect for this connection. You are somebody that they could even maybe look up to. They might see you as some kind of a teacher. For some of you though, who you are to your person, pile 3, they see you as somebody that may be a little bit too stuck in your ways about something, maybe even a little bit stubborn. I'm hearing heavy. They might be seeing you as somebody who is too fixated on achieving a specific outcome in this connection, and they feel like that might be choking your guys' bond or the connection. So who you are to them, pile 3, you're someone, they want you to kind of let up on the grip, like they feel like you have to, like almost like a death grip on them and on the connection. I would characterize that as clinging, right? But they're not necessarily seeing it that way. So maybe it's just, okay. It's just what you want. The reason why they're not characterizing it as clingy is because I don't feel like you're demanding it from them. You're just letting them know that's what they want. But your person is coming from a stance of, like, for whatever reason, that like the two of you are not on the same page about that. And so it's almost like, you know, can't we just have fun? It's that kind of an energy. Does everything have to be so serious? You know, can't we just kind of kick back and see where things land, see how things unfold? And you're kind of coming through in this energy like, no, I know what I want. I don't want to do all that. I know what I want, right? So who you are to them, they are wanting you to kind of let up on the reins a bit when it comes to this connection. Especially if you're somebody that, you know, with the Hierophant coming through, you might want marriage, you know, and they feel like you're too fixated on that. You either want marriage or you want some kind of like a long-standing, permanent kind of a connection with them. And not to say that they don't see you as somebody that they could be or that they could have in their life long term, but there's something about making it official, all right? Pile 3's person, where does pile 3 currently stand with their person? Where does pile 3 currently stand with their person? They may think you're not seeing something too clearly when it comes to them in the connection. Stabbed in the back. Then we got talking. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have hammer. Your person's willing to work through some things, maybe even, you know, rebuild if things have kind of gone south between the two of you. And then I just accidentally split the deck and there's keys on a ring with many options. Yeah, I feel, and then it says unconventional. See, that feels like you might want something conventional or traditional with your person, even marriage, and they don't, right? So who you are to them and where you stand, it's like the two of you are not on the same page about a specific outcome wanted here. Let's see. This feels like you guys are just doing your own thing. Self-indulgence says focus on self-worth. Time to heal. Shadow work, self-appreciation. Stabbed in the back says heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack. If you, for whatever reason, just kind of like pulled away, whether it was suddenly or not, for some, I do feel like it was sudden, at least where your person's concerned, like they weren't expecting it. They are feeling a type of way about it, pile 3, okay? With talking here, it says interested, conversing more. Awaited, it says awaited message arrives, but I just heard awaited text message arrives, okay? Email, call, phone call, hoovering. Let's see. Let's get your person's energy. Pile 3's person. One more shuffle. This is random and very specific, but somebody's person drives like either a gray or a silver vehicle. Someone's person has like a brown or a blonde colored dog. Brown or white colored dog. Okay, here we got wishing I was with you now. This is your person's energy towards you. See, they're not liking the distance that you put between the two of you, or that your expectations, or, you know, yeah, there's something here, pile 3, about your person. Like you're wanting something from them in this connection that maybe they're just, for whatever reason, they're not on the same page, okay? And because of that, it's like you guys have put distance between yourself and your person, and they're not liking that. They want to be with you. Ooh, okay. So let's see. Wishing I was with you now. We also have you should let me go. And then we also have I love you, but I'm not in love with you. And then look at the back of the deck. It says I refuse to fall in love and catch feelings, period. Okay. This feels like almost like what your person might be talking to themselves. Okay. Here's what I'm getting. Your person has been holding you in this connection at arm's length probably since the beginning. You probably clocked that. You may have just, you know, come out and let your person know, like, I don't want to do casual. I don't want to do friends with benefits. I want something, you know, you let your person know that you wanted something different between the two of you. And your person's like, no, right? And I feel like this is like that's it right there. Them refusing to fall in love and catch feelings. That's coming from a space of being afraid to feel too much for someone. Let's see. Usually when people are in that kind of a mind and a heart space, it's because, you know, they tie pain with deep feelings. Like your person doesn't want to fall in love. See, so it's not necessarily that they're not in love with you. It's like even if they are, which for some of you, I do feel like your person is in love with you, okay? But they're not allowing themselves to actually experience that. In fact, it's like they're almost doing whatever they can not to feel that. Tell me about I refuse to fall in love and catch feelings, period. Okay, King of Wands in the upright position. Your person is feeling like they're in their prime. This is selfish, okay? I will say this is very selfish. Your person is in just kind of a sense right now, pile 3, where it's like they don't want to settle down with just one person. Or they, you know, or it's like they don't want to make that commitment. There's something about making it official that your person, I almost feel like they like to have options. And something about cutting those options off, your person just doesn't like the thought of cutting off options. With self-indulgence here, you know, this could be your person's energy. Just they're focused on themselves, you know, just kind of doing their own thing. But with the King of Wands clarifying, I refuse to fall in love and I'm literally hearing them saying, like, why would I'm in my prime. Why would I, you know, settle down now, right? This is also giving me kind of like an eternal bachelor or an eternal bachelorette, just somebody that likes to stay single because they, you know, you see what I'm saying? It's something like that. So very charming, I'm sure your person is, especially if they're showing up with the King of Wands. They just want to have fun. They don't want anything too deep. I'm hearing them say dark. There's something that your person associates with, you know, exclusivity and commitment and marriage even, where to them it's like dark. Like, I don't want to do that. That's too heavy. That's too serious. I just want to have fun, you know, and then you're coming through in this energy pile 3 of wanting those exact things, right? I will say they are missing you because it says wishing I was with you now. So your person is wishing that they were with you now. Let's see about self-indulgence. Tell me more about self-indulgence here. I almost want to say that your person is like in their Playboy era. You know, general reading, that's just what's coming through. Boy or girl, female, male, whatever. They're not ready to settle down. Now, I will say the fact that the King of Wands has come up in the upright position, this isn't necessarily coming from a space for your person where it's like they're not seeing things clearly. They are. They just don't want it. You see what I'm saying? And so it has nothing to do with, you know, them seeing you as worthy or unworthy. They don't want it. It's what they want to do. It has nothing to do with your worth, right? They're just saying that what they want and what you want are two different things. Your person is in this era or in this phase where it's like they just don't want to settle down. Your person is like, I'm in my prime. Why would I settle down now? Okay, just being honest with you, that's where they're coming from. Tell me more about, stabbed in the back. Tell me about that. Did somebody's ex come back? Or did somebody return to an ex? This could also be a memory that your person is holding on to, okay? Two different things are coming through. Someone, for some of you, where you stand with them, it's like your person might be afraid of like an ex coming back and, you know, starting something new with that ex. It's a fear that they have. And for some of you, this may have actually happened. Where you stand with them, they could very well be leaving the door open for an ex to come back and start something new. But mostly what the energy is coming through because of the stabbed in the back energy, this is your person's fear. Okay? Your person fears that your ex, like you might reconcile with your ex for some reason, okay? Someone from your past might come back, something like that. Like the past may come back and haunt. Now this could be like a memory that your person has that they've experienced with someone else, and it's just a fear that kind of lives in their nervous system because they've never processed, you know, the trauma of that. Something about X is coming back, but X is coming back in a way that it hurts your person, okay? So for the vast majority of you, this is just a fear that your person has of like an X coming back. That's going to leave them feeling devastated, heartbroken, in pain and stuff like that, okay? Tell me about talking. You know, your person, whether they're definitely in, you know, thinking and feeling some type of way about things. Your person is wanting to talk to you. They want to hash some stuff out. They want to get very clear on some things. With the Queen of Swords here and the Nine of Swords, you know, either they're the ones that are kind of, you know, overthinking this, overanalyzing, or they might worry or wonder that you're doing that, like overanalyzing, overthinking, and it's like they want you to stop doing that, right? With the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Swords, yeah, this is like wanting to get very clear, to have some kind of a clarity that I mean, I'm seeing it cut through this Nine of Swords energy. So your person could want to talk to you about whatever this energy is, especially if they feel like you're overthinking things and overanalyzing and like maybe putting too much weight on, you know, marriage and stuff like that. You know, I'll be honest, there definitely is an air of respect here that your person has for you. For many of you, your person even looks up to you. But I'm not seeing anything here other than it says, you know, wishing I was with you now. I'm not seeing anything where your person is, you know, having like some deep-seated heart-centered feelings for you and towards this connection. Let me see what you should let me go is. Okay. Your person at this point in time, they don't see themselves as capable of giving anything more than like page energy towards this connection, okay? Yes, very sweet and romantic and, you know, but very light, right? Light. And your person keeps viewing you and or the connection itself as maybe too heavy. I keep hearing dark. I don't know why your person is seeing it like that. But that might be an overall vibe that your person has towards like deep-seated rooted commitment and marriage and stuff like that. Especially if they're associating like Five of Pentacles energy with marriage and long-term commitment. It's like, you know, they'd rather not, okay? So basically what they're saying with you should let me go, this is all they have to offer, they're saying. Page of Cup energy, that's it. That's all, right? And if this isn't enough for you, which for many of you it's not, right? Especially compared to this Hierophant energy, they're saying if this isn't good enough for you, if you want more than this Page of Cup energy, you need to let me go. You should let me go. And for many of you, I feel like that may have been communicated in some way, shape, or form. That might be why, you know, the energy of feeling stabbed in the back is there. Tell me about I love you, but I'm not in love with you. No, that's too many. You know, that could be legit, pile 3. That might be how they think and what they feel. They love you as a person. They respect you. But it hasn't gotten past that. And I was seeing the Three of Pentacles earlier. You know, it's like they see you more like a teammate, maybe even more like a friend. They enjoy your company because, you know, they say that they wish that they were with you right now. Everything that's coming up when it comes to like how they think and what they feel about this connection, the only thing that really came up in cup energy was Page of Cups. That was it. Like their feelings don't run very deep. Okay, now I don't know if that's just your person. I feel for a lot of you that's coming from a space that your person is, they kind of do things like that for a reason. Like that's by design. You know, it's like they are making sure that they don't catch feelings and fall in love. Not saying that they couldn't fall in love with you. They're making sure that they don't, okay? For some of you, you could literally work with your person. But this is also saying too, like your person's saying for them personally, them not being in love, period. They don't want to be in love, period. Okay? Because it says at the bottom of the deck, I refuse to fall in love and catch feelings, period, for anybody. They're saying that's what works for them with the Three of Pentacles. That is what works for them. Maybe your person doesn't like who they are when they fall in love with somebody. For some of you, it's because your person fell in love before and it wasn't a great experience. It could have been one of the darkest times in their life, they're saying. For some of you, okay? That might be why I keep hearing the word dark being associated with like marriage and long-term commitment and stuff, because maybe your person had only been in love one time and it was like one of the worst experiences in their life, and that's just the association that they've since, you know, attached to falling in love. Let's find out what they want from you in the connection, and then we will we will close your reading. What do you want from pile 3 in the connection with them? Okay, stringing along. Selfish intentions, yeah, that's definitely, and that's coming up right underneath self-indulgent. Let me get a couple more. I don't pick up the energy of where your person is trying to string you along or give you false hope. What's coming through with stringing along is what's being highlighted is selfish intentions, okay? Give me a couple more. Hot and cold in the reverse. That's good. Let me find out. Yeah, they're not wanting to send mixed signals. They're not trying to be inconsistent. And so your person, what they're saying, pile 3, with what they're wanting with you in the connection, is they're not trying to confuse you. That might be what, you know, you're experiencing, and they're not meaning to send mixed signals. That's not their intention. Let me get one more. What they're also saying is that what you may have been interpreting as mixed signals actually wasn't that, because you're making it mean something other than, you know. So for instance, what I'm getting, like normally we would associate like, oh, okay, if somebody tells me that they love me, then naturally they must want to be with me every day, right? Well, that's not true for everybody, especially people who are more avoidant. People who are avoidant, you know, they fall in love, they get too close, they tend to shut down. You know, they tend to push away from the person because they love them, as opposed to, you know, people with a secure attachment style, or people with anxious attachment styles fall in love and they draw near to people, right? And so this person is like, you know, they didn't mean to send you mixed signals, and the way that they're seeing things, it's not necessarily mixed. It's like, yeah, you guys may have had some amazing moments, and I can see that coming through with the Page of Cups energy, right? Page of Cups energy is sweet, it's loving, it's caring, it's compassionate. very friendly, and, even maybe a little, even romantic, but not like overboard romantic. And they're saying that was coming from a genuine space, but it's like you may have interpreted things the wrong way. I hope that makes sense. Let me get one more. But they're not trying to confuse you, is what they're saying. So, okay. What your person is saying, if you would, God, I'm going to have to, give me a second, you guys, because I almost, my God, okay. Listen, we got love offer and extravagant gestures for what they want. What they're telling me is that if you would let up the reins, remember we talked about that earlier on in the reading, they're almost feeling like, what's that word? I don't want to say like they're feeling bullied by you. That's not necessarily what it is, but like you're pushing them. They feel like you're pushing them, and they're saying if you would stop pushing them, they would naturally, show up in a way that you want them to. Because we got love offer here with extravagant gestures, okay? Love offer says sincere offer of love, romantic gift, expressions of love, okay? And then extravagant gestures, gestures from the heart, walking the talk and making it up to you. This almost feels like them wanting to find, like, can we meet each other halfway, okay? And this is your person with extravagant gestures, like them wanting to, like, actually follow through with that. But your person is saying that you kind of painted them into a corner. This is how they feel anyway. And they're saying if you would let up and not take everything so seriously, that you would get what you want from them. Maybe not to the full capacity, maybe not marriage, maybe not living together, but it's like, you'd get, maybe more romantic gifts or romantic getaways, more expressions of love. And you may even get some kind of a sincere love offer. And the fact that it's coming out with extravagant gestures, there's something in this offer, but it doesn't feel like one offering. It feels like multiple, like ongoing. But your person they're coming through in that energy like, like I wanted to do those things with you until you demanded them from me and made me feel like I had no other option. It's like I wanted to do that until you told me I had to, and now I don't want to, because they almost feel like you're forcing, or like they're feeling forced to do it, okay? Some of you may have actually given your person an ultimatum, and that just shut them down. And they're saying, had you not done that, I would have gotten to that place naturally. Quite literally what they're wanting, pile 3, is for you to just kind of back off, lighten up when it comes to what you're wanting from them in this connection. The only thing that I, as a, just your reader, right? And of course, you don't have to accept any suggestions or advice or guidance or anything like that. With I'm in love with you, but I'm not in love with you, and then I refuse to fall in love and catch feelings, period. This is definitely somebody that is very skittish about falling in love, living within, falling in love and having deep feelings and getting very close to somebody and being two peas in a pod. Like, there's something about that they don't like. Now, they don't mind romantic gestures, they don't mind dates and all that stuff, but there's a certain point where your person's like, if you're expecting this to lead to marriage, then let's just stop it now. That's where that you should let me go is coming from. Okay, so I mean, it is coming through, and it's a little bit more substantial. And maybe the reason why it's coming through in page energy, and then I'm picking up on this energy here, is because your person doesn't... If they were to do these things right here, you may think they're coming from like a space of like a King of Cups. Oh, he loves me, or they love me, they're in love with me. Why else would they be taking me on vacation and all these dates? And their person's like, no. They like doing, see, a lot of what your person does is very selfish and self-centered. They do those things because they like to, okay? Your person in that energy, pile 3, just so you know, they're coming through in very Casanova energy, if you know what that is, Okay, it's just they, you know, it's not entirely because of you that they like to do those things. And I'm gonna say it because it is there. Your person is almost coming through saying like that's how they are. You know, they like going to they like going out to eat to nice places, and they like having, you know, a date or a companion when they do that. But they're not coming through in this energy of exclusivity and long-term commitment. For many of you, your person has a roster, and they're not in any way, shape, or form at this point in time, like, even wanting to get rid of that roster. Okay, again, they're coming through in this energy like, I'm in my prime. Why would I settle down now? Okay, they apparently, very much so, for whatever reason, not whatever reason, you're amazing, but I'm talking about like they like spending time with you. In fact, it says wishing I was with you now. So they miss you, they miss spending time with you, and they have no issues dating other people or keeping options open. And, you know, and for some of you, whether or not your person is actively dating others, it's just like your person feeling like they don't want any shut or locked doors. Something about commitment really spooks your person, pile 3. Okay. You guys, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If it resonated, do me a favor. Make sure you're taking a moment, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Hit the subscribe button to become part of the family if you want to. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And I will see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye, guys.